A number of countries are testing travelers arriving from China as COVID cases surge there. Anjalee Khemlani following this for us. And Anj, what does everyone need to know in terms of these new restrictions?
Well, we know that the CDC announced yesterday that they are going to now require a negative COVID test for travelers arriving from China, and that's regardless of whether or not they're Chinese citizens or not. We also know that other countries have jumped on board in the last few days, notably Italy, that also found a handful of cases already on inbound China flights from China. We've also, and Italy, for one, is actually appealing with other European nations to follow suit, because they have that open border visa situation. We've also got some Asian countries, Japan, requiring negative tests. We've got Malaysia as well, just looking at tracking. India is now requiring negative tests from for a lot of Asian countries, including Japan, including South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, the like. Taiwan as well, looking to restrict or rather track some of these inbound flights. There is no word on whether or not flights will be stopped altogether. Japan notably is also restricting which airports inbound flights can come from. So a lot of movement, really, 2020 vibes here, as you can see, in terms of just placing some more focus. And all of this coming, as you mentioned, because of China's surge, but notably because there is less tracking of the cases there now with China, letting go of the zero COVID policy, as well as not tracking or not publishing cases since Sunday. So we don't have a clear view into that surge.
2020, what did you call it?
2020 vibes. That's what I've been saying.
Okay, I forgot it so quickly. But let me ask you, anytime we see a rise in cases as we have new infections, we do sometimes see new variants emerge. And any inklings that that's happening right now, or just any statistics as to the probability based on the exposure that might happen?
So there's always a chance. I've said this every time we've talked about variants. Anytime there's a surge or just anytime the virus infects someone, there's a chance that it results in a new variant. And that's because when it makes copies and multiplies in your body, the DNA of it gets to have a chance to mess up, and that mess up results in a variant. So as you can see on your screen now, we know that the BQ1, BQ11 variants have been the dominant force. We're now seeing XBB start to increase its prevalence here in the U.S. BF7, that is another Omicron subvariant that we saw a little bit in November. That's the one that's driving the cases up in China. So it's really interesting to see it kind of have petered out, but also keep an eye on XBB because that's another one that experts are watching right now in terms of being more transmissive. So again, Omicron subvariants, that's really the lineage that we're tracking. Experts worried about the possibility of a new variant of that same lineage, that same family from the China surge. So all eyes on there.
Yes, and we know that you're going to be tracking that for us and everybody at home here. So thank you.